Hey everyone, welcome to episode 40 of the official new Your Ultimate Comeback podcast. Right up there with Brad and Raquel.
I love it.
Yeah,
But
it
you're
is
not here with
official.
us.
I know, it's a crazy day, but getting it in.
Yeah.
Getting it in, yeah.
I
So
can
hey,
check your microphone.
I got to share something with you. I'm super excited. Brendan Steele, the golfer that I trained that plays on PJ, now plays on Live, hit an albatross today.
Okay, I saw the clip.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, but I don't know what an albatross is.
It's the rarest golf shot in golf. So it was the first one in the history of Live, and there's only been 139 of them in the history of the PGA.
Wow.
So it is the rarest golf shot you'll ever see. So what it is, he was on a par 5 and he made it in 2.
Wow.
So that hole was a -3. So example, if you had a hole in 1, which everyone thinks is the greatest thing ever, on a par 3, it's only a -2. So the only other way you could get this if you hit a hole in 1 on a par 4. So it's a crazy shot, like literally the first one ever in the history of Live Golf. And I think like the 140th PGA, the PGA that he used to play on has had 139 the whole history of the PGA. So yeah, it was super cool to see him do that today.
I've never even heard of that term.
Yeah, it's because it's so rare.
Yeah.
It's super rare. Like you never see it happen. So,
and that's undoubtedly because he trains with you.
I had everything to do with that shot.
You had everything to do with that shot. I knew it. He was just the person standing there.
Yeah. I just kind of worked through it. Worked my magic through him. If you saw me golf, you know that wasn't the case.
Okay. Yeah. That's amazing. Good for him.
Yeah. Super excited about that. Yeah. So it just happened a couple hours ago. So that's sweet. Yeah. So hey, today I thought it'd be really fun. I want to dive into the new 60.
Yes.
And here's why is I know you're creeping up on that.
6 months.
I got a couple other clients that are like, for example, Randy, he's 62, about to be 63.
Okay.
Another client of mine, Lisa, she's in her 60s.
Yep.
I'm watching these people and I'm watching you bring to the table a whole different quality of life potential at 60.
Yes.
Like Randy was so fired up because his little 2.5-year-old granddaughter's in town. And he's like, it was epic. I was on the beach with her, in the water with her, rolling on the ground with her. Like I had so much energy. I kept it with her every day. Everyone else my age, the whole time we were out at the beach for the picnic, we're sitting in the chairs, eating pie, drinking, not doing anything. Said, I love the fact that I can run circles around these people. And then like my client, Lisa, she's out doing figure skating in her 60s, like jumping, skating. Like I had a big old bruise on her elbow. I'm like, what the hell happened? Yeah. Oh, I fell on the ice and got a big old bruise. I'm like, that is epic that you're in your 60s doing that stuff. Yeah. And you see both of them and you would never guess, just like you would never guess that they're at that age because of how active they are. And so I want to just explore like some of the things that you guys are doing to bring this higher quality of life into play. Because it's epic to see, like makes me excited. Like a lot of people start to get scared, like, oh, that's old. Like, life's over. And it's like, God, it's just, you talk to Randy, it's like, dude, my life is just beginning. Like I have never been so excited. So
that's great.
So I want to pick your brain a little bit because you're so good at taking care of yourself.
I try.
Yeah. Like if you were to tell people like, what's the number one most beneficial thing you do to keep yourself like moving and living at such a high level?
Wow. Part of it is I think that I stay active for sure. And that what I still do for a living or, my part-time job is, it's certainly not paying the bills at the house, but is still teaching and having been in the industry as long as I have and still remaining active and doing the things, but more importantly, tweaking my movements. That has been huge. It has been really looking at what, and as I've said before, and I will continue to say it, you have helped me do that. I don't need to be spinning right now. I don't need to be running right now. I used to run on the beach all the time, and I used to spin all the time. And it's funny how, as I've gotten older, and especially, I think that you hit 40 and things start to change a little bit.
Yeah.
You hit 50, they start to change even more. You hit 55, they start to change even quicker. And now I'm at 59 and a half. I sound like a little kid. You know how kids always want to get counted for that half. Truly, that it's getting quicker. It moves quicker in the way that it's harder to stay at a certain level. It's harder to maintain that level of fitness without a lot of effort. Whereas before, you just kind of did your thing and it was cool and whatever. It's not like that anymore. It has to be a lot more strategic, I think, at this age.
When you say things change, what are those things you're talking about? Like, give me some examples.
Oh gosh. I've always been a great sleeper, always. But now I notice that I have to put more emphasis in what I'm doing right before bed. That means what I'm eating before bed, the amount of time that I eat before bed, starting to kind of chill out before bed. One really bad habit of mine is I love to scroll. I love to just get on TikTok and mindlessly scroll for an hour. I don't really watch TV at all, but that's kind of my mindless thing. And it's weird because I feel like it helps me calm down, but I know that blue light is not the best for me. So I kind of weigh that out. But I feel like I have to be, if I have a super heavy meal and then try and go to bed, it's not good. If I have, sometimes if I have like dark chocolate, too much of it before bed, that keeps, me. What I'm saying is that before I would just pass out, it would be fine. Now I have to be more strategic about what I'm doing up until the time of bed. And I try and get to sleep by 10:30 at the latest. 9:30 is my sweet spot.
Yeah.
So just things that I didn't have to think about before. Things that, I didn't have to think about, I need to make sure I'm hydrating properly. I need to make sure that I'm not doing too much of this and more of it. And the types of movement that I'm doing. It just is, like I said, much more strategic, much more planned out. Whereas, 40s, even beginning of my 50s, I'm going to just do whatever I feel like. It doesn't work out that way for me, at least.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. I saw an article. There's another reason why I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
This article came out and it was like the 8 exercises no one should do as they get older.
Yeah.
And I started reading through the 8. I agreed with 2 of them, but 6 of the 8 are core movements in what I do with people.
Wow. So
like the core things that I work on getting people to do well are 6 of the 8. This article said, written by like exercise experts, CSC, like blah, 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 like all the alphabet soup after the name that we shouldn't be doing.
Right. For example, I'm curious.
Like squatting.
Should not be
squatting, should not be doing any form of deadlift, should not be doing any form of like a bench press or an overhead press.
Yeah.
But how I learned these things is these are like some of the core of 8 movements that I think everyone should be really good at.
Yeah.
That we use as the base foundation for like athletes to move really well.
Right.
So what they're recommending is you should stop doing all these things that actually we use to help people move really well.
Interesting. What are they recommending that you do instead?
They didn't give any recommendations of that. They just gave
just don't do that.
Yeah, these are the most dangerous movements to do when you get older. It's like okay, and you know what? Like I agree, like you shouldn't just go and put a bar on your back and start squatting if you haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah.
And we have a methodology and evaluation that tells us, okay, here's where we start someone, but the goal is to get them to the point where they're back squatting. Because like that movement right there has the most carryover to sport of anything we do. And living life is sport. We're active.
I was just going to say, it doesn't have to be a specific sport. It's living and living well.
And I think it's really funny how they have like, do you train like an athlete, or do you like, we should all train like athletes, because all an athlete is someone who moves really well. And so I thought it was really funny that came up. I'm like, it drives me nuts because people are going to read that and be like, I can't do that. People tell me that, I shouldn't do that. Why? Well, because it's bad for me. No, it's not. It's the greatest thing ever. No. I've heard it's bad for me. Like, no, it's actually really good for you. And all my clients that are, 50s, 60s, 70s can attest. They all do it.
Yeah.
And they all
it might look different though, right? It might look a little different.
Well, some of them have variations to it, but the goal is always getting to the point where they're doing those movements. Because they're big base movements that we do every day. If you can't squat in life, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That means you can't get off the toilet at some point. That's the number one reason why people get put in old folks home.
Right.
Like why? Like why would you not want to maintain your strength with that? Now, again, like if someone's not there, like, obviously don't start there. You can start with things like goblet squats and things like that. There's ways you can start, but the goal should be to get to a point where you can do those things. In my opinion. Now, there are certain people maybe that have injuries to their shoulders. We'll have them use a safety bar. We're still going to load them up axially. I mean, if somebody has a massive disc injury or major injury, of course, we're not going to do that. I'm talking about healthy people that are trying to live well, move well, and age well.
Right.
but I think it's funny because I watch like my people that are older than me move insanely well. Like, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be you should not. I mean, figure skating in your 60s. Come on,
That's crazy. That's amazing, though.
That's badass, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And she does all these things. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the way you train dictates how well you live life, I think.
Yes, I agree with you.
Now, am I beating the shit out of you guys in the gym? Hell no.
Yes.
It's twice
Yes.
a week.
Yes.
Oh, shit up. When you're sandbagging
No,
on me.
this thing that you got me in right now, the protocol you have me in right now, wipes me out, man. I'm just telling you.
Is it the protocol? Or is it someone's choice to do 3 days a week versus 2 days a week?
I'm just trying to keep up with my... No, I'm just trying to keep up with my kid right now. I will probably scale back once she's gone. Mm-hmm,
How old is your kid? How old is your kid?
19.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, but she's blowing doors on what I'm doing. You know,
Well, she's 19.
I know. I'm not trying to keep up with her as far as weight loads. I'm just trying to keep moving, man. That's all.
Friggin' Joseph just came home from Marine boot camp and was the had a top fitness score in his platoon.
So great.
That 20-year-old runs circles around me now.
Yeah. That's
There's no way in hell I'm going to keep up with him. Yeah. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know you are.
But no, I think so. Like that's like some of the things I want to talk about is okay. Well, what are these strategies we can implement to help people? Because a lot of people think exercise is hard. I don't want to do it. It's too much effort. Because we've been blindsided with this idea that more is better, and you got to go really hard all the time.
Now, I need to stop you there.
Yeah.
Who do you know that thinks exercise is hard, I don't want to do it? I feel like all of the people that I'm around, it's the opposite. We're trying to tell them to do less. Who are you talking about that thinks they don't want to do any of it?
Well, I mean, my client Randy was just at the beach with like 30 people that are all over 60, and he was the only one that does it.
Okay. So no one else in his group.
Majority of Americans after the age of 60 are not moving a whole lot.
Okay. But not like the ones that you know.
Well, we live in a very small bubble focused on fitness.
Okay, fair. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there is a small group of people that are overdoing it.
Okay, yeah.
But like we got to include those people that think, it's too hard, I don't want to do it. I talk about this in my book. I see two camps. One, I got to do more. I got to beat the hell out of myself.
Yes.
I'm the problem. If I just beat the hell out of myself enough, I look great. Right. And then the flip side is like, I don't want to do that. It's too hard.
Yeah.
It's very rare you find people in the middle. It's usually people that have gone too hard, blew themselves out, and come back. Or there's not a lot of people in the middle. But in the middle is that sweet spot. Like today, I went and worked out today, and I worked out for 30 minutes.
Love it.
And all week, I've been in a lot of stress, got a lot on my plate. There's so much going on. I did 3 30-minute weightlifting workouts, and that was it all week.
That's great.
I got on the bike one day, and I got in about 3 minutes. I'm like, you know what? This doesn't feel right, and I just stopped. But most people think, oh, you're a pansy. It's just there's so much mental issues around fitness, I think.
Yes.
And so, but as we get older, we have to be really strategic with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Too little is dangerous. Too much is dangerous.
Yes.
You don't move enough, your life is going to suffer. You move too much, your life is going to suffer.
Sure.
So I'm a really big believer that twice a week of lifting weights and then some long, slow cardio and maybe one high intensity day is more than enough for people past the age of 40.
Yeah.
If you want to be a fitness model or a bodybuilder, get on stage, those crazy things, okay, you're going to have to do more.
Different scenario.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't call that a high quality of life from what I've seen. Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody wants to live in a gym personally.
No.
Maybe some people do, but I work in one all day long. It's the last place I want to go for anything extra.
Right. Yeah. I get that.
But the other thing that I think that I've been really bad at, you're really good at, is the mobility side of things. And I think that's another really big tool for people when they're aging is to incorporate mobility work into their daily life. Mm-hmm. Just simply while watching TV or something, like just stretch. There's strategy around that as well, but I see most people stop moving, stop stretching. And when you do that, the body's just going to lock up. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. It's really the best way to put it.
Yeah. Well, I'm fortunate that the classes that I teach have that sort of incorporated in them.
Yeah.
And whether I'm teaching a heated strength class or a heated yoga Pilates class, I still make sure I've got at least 20 minutes of that hour is incorporated to some stretching and mobility stuff. Yoga, actual yoga. And I know some people might not like that. They might think, oh, let's get to the meat and potatoes. And I'm sorry. I need to warm up before I'm jumping around and acting like a crazy person. So it works for me. I feel like the people that come back to my class again and again appreciate that. And you're absolutely right. I have this thing about, can I get up off the floor without using my hands? That is something that I am super gnarly about. And I hate if I have to use my hands, because I'd read somewhere that was a sign of youthfulness, being able to get up off the floor without pushing yourself up.
Yeah, there's a study that was done on that. The more points of contact you have to have on the floor, the more likely you are to die an early death or something like that.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
There's a major correlation to the ability to do that and how long you're going to live.
It makes sense, though. Makes sense.
Yeah,
like you said, totally.
Yeah. I don't know. I just I'm hoping to motivate some people in that age category. It's not over.
No.
And you're a perfect example of it. Randy's a perfect example of it. Lisa's a perfect example of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of quality life left to live as we get older.
Right.
We have to do the harder things. You got to eat well. As one commonalities I see amongst, I'm just using you three as an example.
Okay.
You all eat well, you sleep well, you do mobility work really well, and you're consistently working out.
Yeah.
And then you all do things that you love. Like you're always challenging yourself. Like you're almost like you guys are addicted to living life. If that makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah, that's the commonality I see with the three of you. You guys are always doing so much and just so excited and like in love with life versus complaining about, oh, I can't do this or this hurts or that hurts. Or, I mean, of course, we all get dinged up. So it's, hey, I fell on the ice and jacked up my elbow. I got to be a little careful today. Okay, we're going to work around that.
But how cool that you were able to fall on the ice because you're out there doing it.
Yeah, like doing jumps and spins. I'm like, wow. Yeah, like, I love those kind of stories. To me, that's good living, is to be able to, and it doesn't have to be ice skating, but like Randy was overjoyed with the fact that he was able to play with his 2.5-year-old. I mean, he was exhausted. His readiness score the next day dipped pretty good. That's how challenging it was to run around with their 2.5-year-old.
Yeah.
But he was like, she wanted to be in the water, I was in the water. She wanted to roll around in the sand and dig in the sand. I was rolling around, digging in the sand. Everything she wanted to do, I was able to do.
And I just want to say to that point, that should be what it's all about. Being able to do the things. Not just, oh, look at me, I'm in the gym 3 times a week. No, you're able, it translates into life. That's what is the cool thing. I have a student that takes my classes all the time. And how old is Lou? He must be, I'm going to say 63. I might get that wrong. But he always says to me, come on, Raquel, start acting your age. He jokes around, start acting your age. And it's kind of this funny thing between us that he says, there's no way that you're the age you are, the way you act. And I'll take that. I love that. That's what I want. And I also am super proud, even though sometimes when I hear the number out loud, I'm like, holy shit, that sounds old. I'm proud of where I am at this age. Is it perfect? Is it exactly what I wish it looked like? No. But, I think I'm doing okay. That's kind of how I feel. Yeah. And it sounds like your clients are too.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And Randy just got really serious with his health. It hasn't even been a year yet, and it's just been this huge transformation.
Yeah.
It's great to see.
Yeah.
But just what I love about it is it's never about, oh, look at my muscles, look at this, look at that. It's how much he's able to live life and how great he feels and no pain he has and what he can do. And his wife, I love his wife. Every once in a while, he'll come in like, hey, my wife said to tell you she really liked this part of my body and tells you thanks.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I love that too. It's so cool. Yeah. But I just wanted to share that message because it was just taken aback. Like, because I feel like, okay, I'm creeping up on 50. Like, what's it going to be like? And I see people demonstrating, 10, 15 years older than me. Oh, there's no stopping. Like, this isn't going away. If I just keep maintaining and keep pushing and keep working towards this. Yes, it's a little harder. I can't go out and party all night. I can't cheat my sleep. I can't do those things.
Right.
But if people commit to that stuff, the unfun stuff, it makes for a much better quality of life.
I agree.
So, and I just want people so much to get off the fact of, I can't, all that matters is losing weight. All that matters is getting lean. Like, all I care about. That's all I care about. No, you don't. You care about living a great life. You think that if you lose weight, you think that if you get lean, you're going to live a better life.
Right.
No, it's going out and living the life and finding new activities and things you love to do. That's what you're looking for in reality. people want the, oh my gosh, what have you done?
Yes.
Like they love that. And I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But the greatness that comes with taking care of yourself is being able to engage at deeper levels, go out and enjoy the things you want to enjoy. I love the fact that I ran outside and threw the football around for 10 minutes with my son before this.
Yep.
I love that I can just go out and do that and come back in and get back at it. And, I don't have to stretch and warm up and like, oh, I can't today, my shoulder. I hear a lot of dads, I can't this or that. Okay. Just take better care of yourself. It's phenomenal what happens. And play the long game.
Yes.
What I want people to hear is start doing this for the rest of your life, not the next 90 days or not for the next 10 pounds.
Yes.
It was the best advice I ever got from Stefan Kazul, a Kilo strength fighter. They're out of Miami. Was stop doing this for 90 days.
Yeah.
This is not a transformation.
Right.
This is about the rest of your life.
Yes.
And I just bought into that so hard. And I think it's such a beautiful concept. And it keeps you from,
I'm sorry. I was just going to say that once you get, it's easy to ignore that stuff when you're younger. You're like, yeah, right, whatever, when I get there. But once you start getting there, then it becomes different. Then all of a sudden it's real. Oh gosh, now maybe I better start paying attention to these things. Yeah.
I tell all my young kids and they're like, if you could do one thing different when you're my age, what would you do? I'm like, I would stretch. Yeah. That's boring. I'm like, yeah, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're going to get to this point, and you're going to remember me telling you this, and at that point, you're going to think, did I listen to him or did I ignore him? Yeah. You probably would have ignored me, but you're going to wish you didn't.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, there's shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? And I just saw a very funny TikTok. By scrolling, this girl who's probably, I don't know, let's say she's 40, which is still young. She was saying, all these kids, they're like, I remember what it was like to be, a teenager or 20, and you just go, oh, look at that woman. How sad. What's happened to her neck? Oh, how sad. What's happened to her face? How sad. What's happened to that body? And then all of a sudden you're there. It's true. Yeah. We all think, oh, that just isn't going to be me. Surprise. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's a bummer. That's why when my student says, act your age, it's funny. I think that is a huge compliment because I'm not acting my age or I'm not acting the way someone who is 60, right, or almost 60 should act. And I don't want to. I want to be able to continue doing these things.
Well, and I think that's the choice right there is how do you choose to live your life?
Yes.
Do you choose to show up and be joyful and have fun and be a little immature? Like, there's no rule that says we have to become super mature and boring.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That is not a rule. That's a choice we make to shut it down and stop having fun and stop moving. And the wheel spins whichever way you go. My dad used to always say, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're never staying the same. And it's all a choice every day. Like, am I fueling the fire of energy and excitement to take care of myself? Or am I fueling the fire of laziness, fatigue, and giving up on, I can't do that anymore because of my age. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, you can't. Yeah. I see people all the time in my arena. Again, ultimate comeback. Like Randy is in the middle of his ultimate comeback.
Yep.
And it is just so glorious to watch. And he's squatting and deadlifting. He's doing all the big lifts he's not supposed to be doing, according to that article I read. And he's kicking ass and taking names. It's awesome.
And he feels good.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, he's fitter at his age at 62 than most of the people I work with that are, in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. It's pretty awesome. Like, he would run circles around people, I believe, right now. Like, I would never challenge him to a paddleboard battle.
I love it.
He would run circles around me.
Yeah.
But it's the choice he's made, is that he's going to take care of himself and he's going to live with great energy. He's going to do all the hard things to show up big time in life and live life aggressively. And he loves it.
Yeah.
So that was all I wanted to kind of chat about.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anything else you want to? Yeah, because I got to get rolling again. Yeah, my son's got a football game coming up.
You're getting pulled in too many different directions right now. We need you to come up for air and just have a Brad moment.
Yeah, my schedule supposedly mellows out a little bit this coming week. So
okay,
as of right now, it looks a little better. So
okay, cool.
I need that too.
Yes. Okay, well, this was good. A quickie is good sometimes. Am I right, ladies?
Yeah. I hope so.
Yes, we got it. All right. Well, we will see everyone the next week, and you'll be in the big boy chair again. And yeah, hopefully you will have sighed relief. You'll have had a moment.
Is Miranda on next week or the week after?
No, Miranda is on. Yes, we have one more, and then Miranda will be on the 30th. She's very excited, and that's going to be a good one.
Excited to have her on. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks so much, Brad.
Thank you.
Good luck at the football game to the little man.
Thank you. It's a big one for them.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye.